You could be consuming vitamins daily, thinking they're safeguarding your health. However, at this moment, 4 typical supplements might be undermining your energy, impairing your circulation, and subtly diminishing your sexual vitality. And what's worse, you wouldn't sense it occurring until it's too late. I'm Dr. Katherine Rocker, a specialist in men's health with over 2 decades of experience in senior vitality. In my practice, I've encountered hundreds of men over 60 who did everything correctly, ate well, remained active, took their vitamins, yet still struggled with fatigue, cold extremities, and waning intimacy. Their frustration fueled my mission to uncover the reasons behind this. Upon deeper investigation, we discovered a silent offender. It wasn't merely neglect or the aging process causing their decline. It was something they completely trusted, their daily vitamins. Indeed, the very pills meant to enhance their health were covertly damaging it. Supplements like calcium or B12 can indeed be vital. I prescribe them myself. But the crucial fact is that excessive doses of certain vitamins or taking them at inappropriate times can act like a toxin to your energy, blood flow, and sexual drive. They don't just fail to help, they actively harm you. And if you're over 60, your body metabolizes these nutrients differently, making the risk significantly greater. Today, I'll reveal the 4 most harmful culprits, vitamins likely sitting in your cabinet right now, proven to deplete your stamina, harden your arteries, and weaken your vitality. I'll identify them, explain precisely how they assault your body, and offer safer, scientifically supported alternatives. This isn't about spreading fear. It's about providing a rescue plan. If you're committed to regaining your energy, performance, and vitality, tap subscribe and turn on notifications now. And let me know in the comments if this resonates with you. Type a 1 if it does. If not, type 0 and tell me how I can assist you better. All right, let's dive in. Let's begin with the vitamin almost every senior is advised to take. Vitamin D. It's promoted as essential. Doctors endorse it, pharmacies push it, and it's dubbed the sunshine vitamin for good reason. But what if I told you that this trusted supplement might be silently undermining you, sapping your energy, slowing your circulation, and sabotaging your sexual vitality? You've likely heard that vitamin D aids bone strength, immune function, and overall wellness, which it does in the right amounts. But there's an issue most people never hear about. Vitamin D isn't excreted like vitamin C. It's fat-soluble, meaning your body stores it, sometimes for months. This storage can quietly accumulate to toxic levels, especially if you're taking high daily doses alongside fortified foods. And unlike water-soluble vitamins, the excess doesn't simply leave your system. It remains, builds up, and starts interfering with your body's natural equilibrium. When vitamin D levels rise too high, over 150 nanograms per milliliter, it can set off a chain reaction. Calcium levels surge, kidneys start to strain, and your nervous system falters. What begins as fatigue and poor circulation can escalate into serious, lasting damage. Let me share a real case I encountered not long ago. A 75-year-old man visited my clinic complaining of extreme tiredness, confusion, and nausea. His family mentioned he hadn't been himself for weeks, struggling to think clearly, visibly dehydrated, and barely eating. He had received repeated high-dose vitamin D3 injections, totaling over 4 million IUs. When we tested his blood, his vitamin D level was 6 times the upper limit, 306 nanograms per milliliter. He was suffering from acute kidney injury. His calcium levels were dangerously elevated, and his parathyroid hormone, which helps regulate these levels, had completely shut down. He had to be hospitalized and monitored for months. Even after stopping the supplements, it took him 7 full months to recover. When excessive vitamin D floods your system, your blood calcium levels spike, a condition known as hypercalcemia. This doesn't just disrupt your digestion or make you feel sluggish, it actually interferes with your hormonal signals, including those responsible for your sex drive, blood flow, and mental clarity. Here's how it happens. Your brain's hormone center, the pituitary gland, is affected. It reduces the output of luteinizing hormone, one of the key signals your body uses to produce testosterone. As testosterone drops, so do your sexual desire, energy, and physical performance. Simultaneously, your blood vessels stiffen. Excess calcium settles into the vessel walls, restricting their ability to expand, which means less blood flow to crucial areas, including the pelvic region. The result? Sluggish circulation, weaker arousal, and declining stamina. Then comes the fatigue. Your nervous system gets thrown off balance, leading to brain fog, poor sleep, and a lack of motivation. Sexual vitality isn't just about hormones, it's about mental sharpness and physical readiness, both of which start to fade. And the kidneys? They're overwhelmed, unable to manage your body's delicate balance of minerals and electrolytes. This instability weakens your body's ability to maintain stable blood pressure, hydration, and even muscle function, all essential for healthy intimacy and energy. Low vitamin D levels have been linked to erectile dysfunction, but excessive vitamin D causes a very different kind of damage, more subtle, more long-term, and harder to notice until it has already taken a toll on your vitality. This is where things get dangerous, because the problem isn't just the vitamin itself, it's how it's packaged, promoted, and pushed on people like you. Walk into any pharmacy and pick up a bottle of vitamin D. You'll see doses ranging from 10,000 to even 50,000 IU per capsule. That's more than 10 times the recommended daily amount for men over 70, which is just 800 IU. And yet many men take these high doses daily without testing or medical supervision. Some take a multivitamin in the morning, a bone health tablet at lunch, and a separate vitamin D pill before bed without realizing they're stacking dangerous amounts. Even worse, lab tests have shown that some over-the-counter supplements contain more vitamin D than the label claims. That means, even if you're being careful, you could still be getting an overdose. The safe upper limit is 4,000 IU per day. Most seniors do fine with 1,000 to 2,000 IU, only after a doctor confirms your blood levels actually need it. Before you take another dose, ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxy vitamin D test. Don't guess, test, then adjust with guidance. Now, let me ask, are you currently taking vitamin D? If so, how much are you really taking each day? Are you combining it with other supplements that also contain it? Let us know in the comments. Your story might help someone else catch something early. And if this information helped you, hit the like button so we can reach more people. Next, we're examining another common supplement that's quietly harming nerves, destroying balance, and silently draining your energy. And yes, it's even hiding in some energy drinks and multivitamins. Let's discuss vitamin A. You might be reaching for vitamin A each morning, believing you're doing your eyes a favor. But what if the very supplement you trust is silently weakening your liver, draining your energy, and disrupting your intimate connection with your partner? Vitamin A has a golden reputation, marketed as the go-to vitamin for sharper vision, stronger immunity, glowing skin, and graceful aging. It's one of the first nutrients seniors are told to take to protect what's left. But the reality behind it is rarely discussed and far more dangerous than you think. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, meaning your body stores it instead of flushing out the excess like it does with water-soluble vitamins. Over time, your liver gets overloaded. Your body doesn't send out early warnings. No sharp pain, no immediate red flag, just a slow buildup that quietly affects how your organs, hormones, and even your intimacy function. Let me share what I witnessed in my own clinic. A 65-year-old man walked in, concerned about constant fatigue, aching joints, and a growing distance from his wife. He had been taking 25,000 IU of vitamin A every day, thinking it was protecting his skin and slowing the aging process. But his lab results told a different story. His liver enzymes were through the roof, his vitamin A levels 3 times higher than the safe range, and worst of all, his testosterone had plummeted, leaving him confused, frustrated, and emotionally drained. He told me the hardest part wasn't the nausea or the brain fog, it was watching his marriage fall apart while he kept wondering what he was doing wrong. After he stopped taking the supplement, it took 6 months for his liver to begin healing, but the damage to his sexual function lingered much longer. And that story isn't rare. It's happening in silence all over the country. Toxic levels of vitamin A disrupt retinoid metabolism, damaging your cells from the inside out. In men, this starts in the liver, where vitamin A accumulates in specific cells, causing inflammation and scarring that affects how your body processes key proteins involved in hormone balance and sexual drive. When the liver struggles, it reduces sex hormone binding globulin, interfering with testosterone production and availability. Your blood vessels also become more inflamed, circulation worsens, and blood flow to critical areas like your heart and sexual organs starts to drop. You don't need a mountain of pills to get enough vitamin A. One medium carrot already gives you almost twice the amount your body needs for the day. And that's from food your system knows exactly how to process. But here's the trap most seniors fall into. You pick up a supplement that promises sharper vision or smoother skin. The label says, vitamin A, 25,000 IU. That's over 8 times the recommended dose for men your age. Add in your multivitamin, and your daily total climbs even higher without you even realizing it. And unlike vitamin C or B complex, your body can't flush out the extra. Instead, it stores it in your liver, day after day. That backup builds quietly, slowly. Then the symptoms begin. Sluggish energy, nagging aches, and a fading interest in intimacy. The worst part? These side effects don't feel like toxicity. They feel like aging. And that's exactly why so many people miss the connection. The supplement industry isn't warning you. Their marketing teams are too busy pushing high-dose pills with words like anti-aging and immune defense, but they're leaving out the very real risks of overloading on a fat-soluble vitamin that doesn't just pass through your system, it stays and it stacks. This is where doctors need to step up. We have to guide our patients away from the hype and toward what actually supports long-term vitality. If you're taking vitamin A supplements, stop and take a closer look at the labels. Read the dosage and talk to your physician. Now, before we move on, here's something that may surprise you. The next item on this list isn't a vitamin, it's a mineral. Most people take it for energy, but in higher doses, it builds up in your brain, your liver, and even your reproductive organs. And yes, it hits your sexual health hard. Let's talk about it next. Keep watching. Iron is marketed as a silver bullet for tiredness. It's stamped across multivitamin bottles, energy supplements, and recovery formulas, especially those aimed at men in their 60s and beyond. The message is loud and clear. If you're tired, take more iron. The logic sounds convincing. Iron supports oxygen transport, helps your blood stay strong, and prevents anemia. But most healthy men past midlife don't actually need more iron. In fact, many of you already have too much. And unlike other nutrients, iron doesn't leave the body easily. There's no simple exit. If your intake is too high, your body holds onto it, quietly storing it in your liver, heart, and pancreas. Over time, that overload becomes toxic. This condition is called hemochromatosis, and it's far more common in men than in women. Why? Because men don't have a natural mechanism to regularly lose iron like menstruation, and lower testosterone levels with age remove an important buffer that once helped regulate iron buildup. So, what happens next? That extra iron acts like rust inside your system, damaging cells, slowing circulation, and disrupting your hormonal balance. Your energy tanks, your mood shifts, your libido drops, and the worst part is, it doesn't feel like toxicity. It feels like you're running out of steam for no reason. Let me tell you about Michael, a retired engineer, 68 years old. After a minor surgery, he started taking 65 milligrams of iron daily, thinking it would speed up his recovery. He felt sluggish and tired, so he kept going. Months passed, then came the joint pain. His skin turned bronze. He lost interest in the hobbies that once made him feel alive. His thinking slowed down, he became short-tempered, confused, even distant in his marriage. His blood work told the real story. Ferritin 2400, normal range 30 to 400, transferrin saturation 85%, normal 20 to 50. An MRI showed what blood tests confirmed. Iron was flooding his liver, pancreas, and heart. His body wasn't starving for energy, it was drowning in a mineral he thought would help. Over 18 months, that retired engineer we spoke about earlier unknowingly consumed nearly 23,700 milligrams of elemental iron just from a single supplement. Add in daily meals with red meat and iron-fortified cereals, and his total intake climbed even higher. And like many seniors trying to feel better after surgery, he truly believed he was doing the right thing. Your body has no natural way to flush out excess iron. It stores the metal deep in vital organs, and over time, this quiet buildup causes damage you can't see until it's too late. The science explains why this gets worse with age. Your hepcidin hormone, which usually controls how much iron you absorb, becomes weaker. Your testosterone levels, which help regulate iron usage in tissues, drop, and chronic low-level inflammation, very common in seniors, triggers your body to store even more iron. It's the perfect storm. What makes iron overload especially dangerous isn't just the accumulation, it's what it does once it's there. Excess iron fuels a chemical chain reaction called the Fenton reaction. This creates free radicals, unstable molecules that attack your healthy cells. Over time, this oxidative stress quietly damages tissues, disrupts circulation, and can even interfere with hormonal function, reducing energy, mental clarity, and sexual vitality. So, what's the safe amount? Men over 60 only need 8 milligrams of iron per day. But walk into any supplement aisle and you'll see bottles offering 18, 35, even 65 milligrams per dose. Add a multivitamin and you've doubled it again. And many of these pills also include vitamin C, which dramatically increases iron absorption. That combination, plus an iron-rich diet, is enough to push your body far past its safe limit. The engineer's lab results confirmed it. His ferritin level was 2,400, 6 times the normal range. And by then, the damage had already taken hold. His treatment? Weekly blood removal for over a year. It took 14 months just to bring his iron levels back to a safe zone. But the emotional weight hit even harder. "I thought I was being proactive," he said. "Instead, I ruined the years I looked forward to most." The iron left its mark. Permanent liver fibrosis, daily fatigue, and reduced stamina. Intimacy with his spouse declined, his confidence took a hit, his golden years became an uphill battle. Iron is a powerful compound with very real consequences. And while it's promoted as a fix for fatigue, too much of it slowly eats away at your strength, your circulation, and your sexual vitality. There's one other vitamin, just as common, even more trusted, that's quietly contributing to nerve problems, poor circulation, and hormonal shifts you can feel in every part of your body. You've probably seen vitamin B6 listed on nearly every supplement label at the pharmacy. From multivitamins to nerve repair formulas, it's marketed as a must-have for men over 60. It's sold as something that protects your brain, boosts your mood, and strengthens your nerves. For decades, B6 has held the reputation of being safe, especially because it's water-soluble. The thinking goes, if your body doesn't need it, you just pee it out. That belief feels comforting. This same reassurance has led millions of health-conscious seniors into long-term nerve damage without even knowing it. You're not taking some exotic drug, you're taking a basic vitamin that's supposed to help. But it can quietly steal your strength, numb your touch, and drain the vitality you've worked your whole life to protect. B6 is the only B vitamin that causes irreversible nerve damage when taken in high doses. This damage doesn't happen overnight. It builds up silently, especially when you take pyridoxine, the synthetic form of B6. Over time, it saturates your tissues. Instead of supporting nerve health, it starts doing the opposite. Let me tell you about one retired accountant, 72 years old. He'd started taking 100 milligrams of B6 every day. Why? Because of mild numbness in his fingers. He thought he was doing the right thing. After all, nerve support supplements kept telling him B6 was the answer. Within months, that numbness turned into burning in his hands and feet. His muscles weakened. Walking across the kitchen became a challenge. Blood tests showed his B6 levels had soared to 896 nanomoles per liter, more than 4 times the normal range. The diagnosis? Axonal sensory neuropathy. Nerve fibers were dying off, and the damage came from the supplement itself. He wasn't abusing B6. He was simply following the label. But even 100 milligrams a day, just double what many over-the-counter products offer, was enough to cause lasting harm. In fact, research shows toxicity can develop from just 25 milligrams a day if taken for long periods. Vitamin B6's toxicity comes from a specific biological chain reaction. When you take large doses of pyridoxine, it interferes with the enzyme your body needs to activate B6. That enzyme, pyridoxal kinase, gets blocked. The result? Your tissues fill up with inactive B6 while starving for the real usable form. This imbalance disrupts the way your nerves handle signals, especially through a chemical called GABA, which keeps your nerve firing calm and balanced. Without it, things spiral into what's called excitotoxicity, where your nerves literally burn themselves out. Even more troubling, this toxicity affects your peripheral nerves, the ones responsible for movement, touch, and sensation. It doesn't hit the brain directly, so the damage feels vague, like fatigue, numbness, or unsteadiness. Most people brush off the symptoms. They blame aging, arthritis, or bad shoes. But the real culprit might be sitting right there in your bathroom cabinet labeled as something essential. And the reason it's harder to catch is that the symptoms don't appear right away. Some people develop nerve damage after just 3 months of high-dose B6. Others don't see signs for over 20 years. It creeps in slowly. Tingling in the fingers, a strange burning in your toes, balance issues, muscle weakness. You go from feeling steady and sharp to unsure on your feet. Doctors often miss it because it looks like diabetic neuropathy or spine-related nerve problems. And nobody expects a simple vitamin to be behind it. The retired accountant who thought he was protecting his nerves by taking vitamin B6 did what many others do. He trusted the label, the reputation, and the promise. But after his symptoms appeared, things didn't get better right away. In fact, once he stopped the supplement, his condition got worse before it got better. This isn't uncommon. There's something doctors call coasting, where nerve damage from excess B6 continues even after the vitamin is stopped. It took him 1.5 years to start regaining strength in his hands, but his fingertips never fully recovered. He used to write letters to his grandkids. Now he struggles to hold a pen. In the US, the official safe upper limit for B6 is 100 milligrams per day, but newer research has led Europe to cut that number drastically down to just 12 milligrams. Why the difference? Because we now know that damage can occur at much lower doses over time. Most men only need about 1.7 milligrams daily. You can easily get that from a simple balanced diet. Yet some supplements offer 25, 50, even 100 milligrams in a single pill. Stack that with a multivitamin or energy drink, and suddenly your B6 intake jumps to toxic levels without you even knowing. Grab every bottle you're using, multivitamins, nerve formulas, energy drinks, and read the labels. Look for pyridoxine, vitamin B6, or pyridoxal. Add up the milligrams. If you're getting more than 25 milligrams per day from all sources, it's time to cut back. Be alert to numbness, tingling in your fingers or toes, burning sensations, or strange weakness in your grip. These are early signs your nerves may be under attack. You can ask your doctor for a simple blood test to check your B6 levels. The normal range is between 35 and 200 nanomoles per liter. Anything over that should raise concern. Most importantly, shift your B6 intake to natural sources like poultry, fish, and bananas. These foods provide what your body actually needs without the risk of overload. You've just seen how 4 common vitamins, D, A, iron, and B6, can quietly unravel your energy, blood flow, and sexual function. Let's pause for a moment and ask, what's the real issue here? These are essential nutrients. Your body needs them. But the problem isn't the nutrients, it's how they're delivered. When you take them in synthetic, isolated form, you're bypassing the natural checks and balances that your body relies on. Whole foods don't do this. Your body recognizes food. Nutrients from real food come with natural cofactors, enzymes, and minerals that help regulate absorption, protect organs, and support balance. Now, you may be wondering, how do you stay healthy without supplements? You don't need to remove nutrients from your life. You need to return to getting them the way your body expects, through food. Real food, with its full nutritional spectrum, doesn't overload you, it supports you. It works with your physiology. What makes food so different from those synthetic vitamins flooding the market? Why does your body respond better to nutrients from food? And why do supplements so often backfire? The answer lies deep in our biology. Your body is designed to handle nutrients in their natural form, wrapped in a complex package of vitamins, minerals, fiber, antioxidants, and cofactors that work together. This nutrient synergy means the components support each other, helping your body absorb and use them properly. Whole foods come with built-in safety mechanisms. For example, your gut naturally limits how much of a nutrient it absorbs at a time, protecting you from overload. It balances one nutrient against another. That's why when you eat spinach, rich in iron, your body won't absorb dangerous amounts. Instead, it takes just what it needs, supported by vitamin C and other cofactors in the food. Food also delivers protective compounds like fiber and antioxidants that shield your cells from damage. and nutrients appear in balanced ratios, not in megadoses. This harmony maintains your body's delicate physiological balance, which synthetic vitamins often disrupt. When you take supplements, especially in high doses, you flood your system with isolated nutrients that overwhelm absorption controls. Some nutrients compete with each other. Too much zinc can block copper absorption, for example, throwing your metabolism into confusion. Excess nutrients accumulate in tissues, triggering inflammation and damaging organs. This science is clear. Your body thrives on complex whole food nutrition, not on isolated chemicals in a pill. So how do you get these powerful nutrients naturally? Here's a practical guide tailored for energy, circulation, and sexual vitality, all critical for maintaining a strong, vibrant life after 60. For sustainable energy, focus on wild-caught fatty fish like salmon and mackerel loaded with B vitamins, CoQ10, and omega-3 fatty acids that fuel your cells. Grass-fed beef liver, a potent source of iron, B12, and folate to support red blood cells and stamina. Organic eggs, rich in protein and choline, essential for brain and muscle function. Colorful vegetables like carrots, peppers, and leafy greens provide fiber and slow-burning glucose to keep energy steady throughout the day. To improve circulation, add dark leafy greens such as kale and spinach, natural sources of nitrates that help relax blood vessels. Beets, proven nitric oxide boosters that improve blood flow and lower blood pressure. Pomegranates packed with antioxidants that protect your vascular system. Dark chocolate with at least 85% cocoa, rich in flavonoids that strengthen vessels and enhance circulation. For boosting sexual vitality, try oysters, loaded with zinc and amino acids that support hormone production and libido. Avocados, offering healthy fats critical for hormone balance. Walnuts, providing omega-3s and arginine to increase nitric oxide and blood flow. Watermelon, a natural source of citrulline, which your body converts into nitric oxide, improving erection quality. For whole body health beyond 60, include fermented foods like sauerkraut and kefir to improve gut health and vitamin K2 status. Bone broth, rich in collagen, supports joints and skin. Organic berries for their powerful anti-aging antioxidants. Herbs and spices such as turmeric, ginger, and garlic, well known for their anti-inflammatory effects.
Libido. Avocados, offering healthy fats critical for hormone balance. Walnuts, providing omega-3s and arginine to increase nitric oxide and blood flow. Watermelon, a natural source of citrulline, which your body converts into nitric oxide, improving erection quality. For whole body health beyond 60, include fermented foods like sauerkraut and kefir to improve gut health and vitamin K2 status. Bone broth, rich in collagen, supports joints and skin. Organic berries for their powerful anti-aging antioxidants. Herbs and spices such as turmeric, ginger, and garlic, well known for their anti-inflammatory effects. Every nutrient found in synthetic vitamins exists in food, but in forms your body recognizes, absorbs efficiently, and uses safely. This approach helps you reclaim energy, sharpen circulation, and renew vitality without risking the hidden dangers lurking in those pill bottles. Keep this in mind as you rethink your approach to supplements. Real health comes from real food that works in harmony with your body. If any part of this video made you pause, if something deep inside whispered, "That sounds like me," say so in the comments. I read everyone. And you're not alone in this. Tell me, what's one thing you're ready to change starting tomorrow? Maybe it's tossing that synthetic vitamin in your bathroom drawer. Maybe it's adding beets to your lunch. Just one change. Write it down. That's how momentum builds. And if this message hit home, give it a like. It helps reach others who need it just as much as you. Tap subscribe to join our growing family here at Harmonic Health Seniors, where we make truth simple, aging dignified, and real health possible. Let me leave you with this. Fatigue isn't just part of life. Weak circulation isn't something you have to tolerate. And a fading sense of intimacy doesn't mean it's over. You're never too far gone to feel alive again. You're never too old to take back control of your energy, your vitality, and your body. We're in this together.